anyone's listening, this is Deputy Commander Sloan requesting emergency support.
So Season of the Deep is coming out tomorrow after some downtime. So here are 10 weapons that are going to be insanely good going into Season of the Deep, and the new dungeon on Friday, of course. Depending on what you like, you may rank them differently, but here is basically my list. Starting off with number 10, we have Wither Horde. The Wither Horde is always going to be a top tier option for both damage and ad clear for its unique interactions with enemies, and I don't see it being dethroned anytime soon. The only reason it is this low is because it's already a go-to pick for most people. It's old, and the upcoming Starfire nerf will hurt its use in DPS scenarios greatly. That being said, it will still continue to destroy when it comes to blocking angles with ad clear and sustained DPS. I think that most of the weapons on this list outdo it because of surge mods, upcoming possibilities for artifact mods, and as well chaining damage. Possibly making its return next season is going to be the Cold Heart. The updated arc mods coming to the artifact are going to decide if this weapon outclasses the likes of Wither Horde. This combined with Overload Trace Rifle next season will make or break this Heart of Stone. It has been sidelined recently, but remember, it has target lock, so dealing with those champions and yellow bars is going to be that much easier. And with the new Shock and Awe artifact mod, Final Blows should cause lightning for easier ad clear. Now, Sweet Business is a tough one because it will be getting an update in Season of the Deep. It will now fire an explosive round every 20 shots, so time will tell if that creates a good weapon. If that is good, then champions will be melted as a result of anti-barrier auto rifles. The Sweet Business has always been good when charged up, so if that explosive round is good enough to clear out a substantial group of enemies, then this could be a top pick. Waysplitter is definitely an interesting one. Once again, the ad clear is amazing when paired with volatile explosions coming from the Void weapon. So I'm not sure how that's going to work next season, because if I'm correct, it is based on an artifact mod currently, so if we get that again next season, it is going to be very nice. And also the high damage after picking up an Orb of Power also makes it very good. It's also going to be seeing a bit more use because of the Overload Trace Rifle mods, as I mentioned with Cold Heart, so keep this one in the back of your mind when going into Nightfalls or any high activity. So Cloudstrike is the next one, and it has always been good, but not good enough to be called meta in my opinion. With the search for a new DPS meta as a result of the dethroning of Starfire, Cloudstrike might fill that void. Snipers, including exotics, will be getting a 10% buff in PvE. This will force it into contention as a top DPS option, but also as a room clearing machine. Not because of the increase in damage, but because of the Shock and Awe perk, combined with the already huge amount of lightning that is striked on an enemy when critical hits happen. So this mod will add another storm of lightning on Final Blows. So just headshot one red bar, and Emperor Palpatine will summon himself in the premises. On the topic of the 10% damage buff to snipers, we have the Succession. It easily one-shots red bars, chunks yellows, and has insane perks with Reconstruction and Recombination. With other snipers, you may run out of ammo, but that is very unlikely with this beast in hand. It already was good, but with that buff, hopefully it'll propel it to new heights. So if you have this one, pull that out of the vault or equip it. Now this is a hard one, and it kind of pains me to put it up this high because I've seen videos and actually tested and seen that it's not actually as good, but it's the Two-Tailed Fox. With the catalyst, obviously. The triple rocket actually makes this rocket have a huge damage per shot, and I suspect that Sunbreakers might be the next Warlock meta, so combine this with Two-Tailed Fox is going to be interesting. Time will tell if it's viable, but you might want to bring this out of the vault. Okay, so now we're on to the top 3. The absolute menaces, the insane ones, that are just going to be good basically no matter what season it is, unless they get a huge nerf. These are weapons that should be in your inventory at all times. Thunderlord has made its return, especially in LFG lately, because of its ease of use in damage phases. All you basically have to do is point and shoot. Just hold down the trigger. There's so many better options for DPS, but with a div bubble, you can't go wrong with Thunderlord. Now, this is not just Thunderlord, but machine guns in general have extremely good enemy clearing ability. The Retrofit, Escapade, and Commemoration, to name a couple. They both have very good perks to take out huge groups of enemies, and the ammo is amazing. With the addition of Tormentors, and probably more to come, machine guns make short work of them too. Number 2 is Cataclysmic, or any other linear fusion for that matter, that is good. If you were around during Witch Queen, then you know that bait and switch was king during this time, and it still is actually a good option. I don't see much of anything being in Cataclysmic's way if you have the God roll with Force times Charm and bait and switch. It can be for burst damage or long phases, whether using Izanagi or Wither Horde. The Storm Chaser, be it nerfed or fixed already, could also make a return with the upcoming Arc mods, so watch out for that. Also look out for the new, I believe it is Solar 3-round burst linear fusion from the Root of Nightmares raid, because that one is also pretty good. The number 1 weapon that I would recommend heading into the new season is actually a Clown Cartridge Hothead, ideally with Demolitionist, but it could be with a different perk like Field Prep. As Explosive Light Demo leaves with Starflyer, Clown Cartridge might be the play for burst DPS scenarios. I'd say that it is already probably the best burst DPS in the game right now, so with nothing really coming close, this could become more well known. What I usually do is shoot 2 rockets, then throw a grenade, shoot another rocket, then reload to shoot 2 more.